Sridhar. Very nice having you on the show.
Nice meeting you, Pooja.
Thank you. So we have Mr. Sridhar with us, who is the Chief Revenue Officer at Myelin Foundry. And so we'll let you tell us what is Myelin about and what kind of problem are we solving here.
Wonderful. So Myelin is a deep tech startup founded in 2019. We are a 5-year-old startup based out of Bangalore. What we solve is a very interesting problem that you can relate to. Like when you're watching a typical OTT content or a user-generated content in your mobile phone. You may have the best of content and you may have the best of phones, but the viewing experience is dictated by the last mile connectivity, which is if the internet bandwidth is not very good, the phone viewing experience won't be that great, irrespective of the quality of the content. So the rebuffering and the pixelation problems is something that we are solving.
Okay, how is that?
So what we do is, we basically integrate our solution, which an AI algorithm that is residing in the mobile phone, which gets integrated with the app of our customer's app. What it does is, it takes lower pixel quality image, like an SD image, a standard definition image, and then it upscales it right before it gets viewed in the video player.
Okay. Wow.
So it upscales it to HD. So what happens is, the bandwidth constraint goes away because we are getting very low pixel quality image. So the bandwidth won't be a constraint. So the downloading happens seamlessly. And we are upscaling to HD quality. So for the viewer perspective, the quality is not compromised. It's a good quality here.
Yeah, no, this is amazing, and I'm wondering how come this didn't happen so far.
This is a solution that is very much available in the market and it's been there in existence for a while. But all the people who have done it, they have done it offline. Because the compute power that is required is very high. So they can only do it offline, or they can do it at the cloud level.
So who are some of these market leaders who are already doing it?
There are plenty of companies in the market who do it. Like if you have a video image or a video solution, there are Tizen or there are plenty of such companies which can take the input and then they can do a better output.
Got it.
But nobody has done it instantaneously. And using the compute power of the mobile phone and able to do that, and that is where the cost saving is.
Got it.
So if you do it offline, I mean, there's no big deal. Anybody can do it. Our ability to do it in a constrained environment, compute constrained environment, and able to do it instantaneously without any kind of latency to visualize, and without compromising the quality, and not basically burning your battery.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. So how are you going to the market? Is it a more user-targeted piece?
No,
or are
we are
you going
basically
to
work with the content providers.
the OTT?
We are a B2B company.
Okay.
We only work with the OTTs and the user-generated content providers like TikTok or Snapchat kind of guys.
Understood.
That's our customer base.
And how old is the company?
The company is 5 years old.
5 years.
So we got a couple of OTT players in the market.
Very nice.
So we also gone into the adjacent industry like online game streaming. The online game streaming has a similar problem. So they basically want the user experience. When you're watching a tournament, like the biggest challenge is the bandwidth again comes into play, where the online game is played at a very high frequency, at a much higher frame per second. When you're watching it in a place where the internet quality is not good, you'll again face the same pixelation problem, or it is a rundown version of the lower, basically frame per second. That will basically dilute the whole viewing experience.
Makes sense. So here, were you able to meet a lot of gaming companies?
We are already in talks with Game 24/7 and Jet Synthesis.
Very good.
And we are providing our end-to-end solution on the streaming side.
So,
and we are already working with them. Hopefully, you'll all go live one day.
No,
but the process takes time. And we applied the similars, our experience on the video streaming, edge computing, we call it. Anything that you don't do it in the cloud, and do it in a device which is closest to the consumer is called an edge device.
Got it.
And our ability to run complex algorithm in a constrained environment by optimizing the code, and that is our secret sauce, and able to run it in that place is what made us very popular. And we do the same thing inside a car in an infotainment system with whatever compute power there. We are able to exploit it and give you a digitally immersive experience. Just for an example, we recently released a software which has gone live for Mahindra's XUV 700 series.
Interesting.
Where we have a product called Myelin, which is a mobile app, which is like given to all the Mahindra users. And whenever you see a telltale sign shows up on your screen, you don't know what it is. You can't go and look at the manual and try to find out what it is, or if it is a complex one. So what it does, this app does is you just point and click. It'll tell you what exactly that telltale sign is for, and it'll tell you what action you need to take it.
Right.
Or you can take it in any of the interiors and you look at any of the switches, it'll tell you what the switch is for. If there's nothing written on it.
Oh, that's amazing. How big is the team right now?
We are about a little more than 50 people at the moment.
And where are you
So
based out of?
we are based out of Whitefield in Bangalore.
Okay. Oh,
So we are planning to expand in a big way.
okay.
We'll probably turn 100 in a year's time. That's our target.
Oh, that's very nice.
And,
what kind
we are
of
going in.
revenues are happening right now?
Pardon?
What kind of revenues are we doing right now?
We are about $1 million at revenue at the
Are
moment.
you raising more money?
We already raised capital,
Okay.
and we are another round is on the way.
Okay.
So
That's very
thank God. I mean, people have a lot of faith in us,
nice. Oh, no,
and they are able to basically raise capital. And next year is going to be a very, very challenging year for us.
Yeah,
We hope to basically scale up in a big way with our setup and everything in the US.
yeah.
And that's where we think that there is a larger market
Yeah.
that we can target. Even though 70% of our customers today are very well-known international customers, we hope to acquire more and more
Wow.
and scale up in a big way.
Oh, that's amazing. One last question. How is the Startup Mahakumbh happening for you?
Startup Mahakumbh is a very interesting thing. It's like a marketplace, and I can see a lot of young minds coming and querying about what we are doing. There are some investors coming and talking to us, and there are fellow basically entrepreneurs who are coming and just querying with us on how we can potentially we can work together. Very interesting experience, and it's definitely I feel that it opens up our eyes on what others are doing.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I mean, it's a different
Sure.
place.
No, absolutely. Very nice talking to you, sir.
Pleasure meeting you,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.